Citizens, and welcome to what has been the most arduous video to make in this series so far. So we're flying down towards a cave on the surface. This is some video that I was recording while not recording audio. So I'm going to just be recording over it because I wanted to show you something that happened while trying to get Janalite, which was my main topic for this. And the reason why this video took so long to produce is that Janalite is incredibly rare. So I had to look at hundreds of caves, and that is not an exaggeration, to find Janalite. They're only found, as far as I can tell, on the moon of Daymar. I don't think they are on any other moons, in only the sand caves. Now I did try sand caves in many other places, including on Hurston, seeing if I could find any there, and maybe there is Janalite there, but because it's so rare, I just got unlucky and never found it, but I was able to find it on the moon. Now, I cannot say that it does not exist on any other location. I can just say that I have not found it. And until I see somebody finding it on another location, I'm going to assume it's only on the moon, even though you can find other sand caves. Now, there are two types of sand caves that I found. One that's a bit bigger that I'm not a big fan of, and the other one that you can see just popping into here in this kind of double crater here, which is a good place to go. One of the places I like to fly to and find. And I like this cave because of its layout. I can quickly check it out. So I get out of my ship, get into the sand cave, fly around, or not fly around, I should say. I get into the cave and I run around, search it real quick. I get back to my ship, I bed log, I come back into the server. It's a new server, new cave, search it again. What I was doing then is I was also grabbing Hadnite at the same time when I was finding it, and Aphrodite, sometimes even Dolovine, and filling up my ship. And the reason why I'm showing you this video is because, like I said, I like to kind of show the good and the bad with Star Citizen in all my videos. And a lot of people talk about how buggy Star Citizen is and how they get nothing but 30Ks over and over and over again. I only got 130K looking for Janalite, and this is the video from that. Not only that, but I think it's the first 30K I've had playing Star Citizen in the last 3 patches. I have not had a lot of 30Ks. It's really rare, I find, personally, 30Ks. So I'm going to show you the 30K that happens here, and I'm going to go through the recovery to show you how the recovery works. So if you get a 30K, you're not losing anything. So I do have some things in my ship. Whenever I found Janalite, and I managed to find Janalite, I got a little bit of spoiler there. There's some, looks like Hadnite there, so you can go mine that. I did find Janalite, and every time I found it, I would go and store it at a station just to be safe. But I did fill up my ship quite a few times with other gems. Now, I found Hadnite sometimes incredibly hard to mine. You would have full power to your mining beam, and it would just be dropping down, almost reaching up, dropping down again. I found Aphrodite, even though it's not paying as well, easier to mine. Dolovine, also easier to mine. So sometimes it was actually easier just to get those. Also, I was finding more of those over the Aphrodite. But this is the cave I like. This is the style. The reason why I like it is because it's a lot harder to get lost. It's a lot harder to fall and hurt yourself and maybe die. There is only one area you have to avoid, and I'll kind of point that out. And you can quickly go through it, check it out, check all the locations. You learn where there are. There are about maybe 10 places where you're finding gems. And then go in your ship, bed log, get back out, try it again. Even if you can't find Janalite, you can make some pretty good money with this. So you can see here having some issue with Hadnite, hard to mine because it stops. There's usually 2 nodes in this area, if like maximum. Then we go through this cave here. Sometimes there's some in those areas there. Come through here. I always come out the end, take a right turn, look on that far wall. Sometimes there's a node there, nothing there. Then I go and look, and sometimes there's a node on this pillar. You can see we have some Aphrodite here on this pillar, so we can mine this. Now you'll notice the difference between Hadnite and Aphrodite. This is going to mine a lot easier. So it's not as unstable, and that's usually what causes it to be a lot easier. So even though I could probably get that Hadnite, even though it's worth double what this Aphrodite is, it's just going to be kind of annoying to go up and down, up and down. So sometimes I'll leave it behind. Filling up the green bar here. Once we get through this, I've also noticed I had some issues still with the extraction feature using the collection beam. Sometimes it's easier to just collect it by hand. Sometimes it's easier just to use the inventory screen and pull it in. I don't recall what I did here. Looks like I'm trying collection mode. Maybe works. I don't know. Again, this is something that I'm recording after doing it, so I don't remember exactly what I did to collect these items here. I found also sometimes with the collection mode, if it wasn't really working right, it might suck the gems towards you, and then they start rotating around you, and it was a lot harder to get them. Also, you notice that the gems, when I am collecting them here, they do push your character back. So you have to be careful if you're in an area where there's cliffs or a pit. There is one pit in this cave that it doesn't kind of nudge you off the edge. So I ended up putting that away. You can see here we can just hit store, and we can store them. Sometimes your character will just pick them up and you're going to have to store them separately. So I do like just using inventory like this, and then you can just drag them and grab them in. Each node you find should give you 10 gems. You can see I only have 7 there. That means there's got to be 3 somewhere else. So I'm looking around. There they are. So we have some other ones here. This one here, I can store it. One more here. This one just says grab. Now, crouch down. It gives me the option to store. And there should be one more. There it is. And now we have our 10. So each node gives you 10. That's how you can be sure that you're not missing any, is just look for your total 10 gems here. Now, because we're on a moon and not on a planet, we don't have a lot of gravity. So the next place that I like to check is I go across here, and you can just jump across this chasm. If you miss and fall, you're not going to get hurt. Go in here and look at this wall. Sometimes there is items right there. You can see there another Hadnite node. Mine this one a little bit. Again, having issues with the stability of the rock. It's going up right away fairly quickly. Let's see if it goes up all the way. Allows us to mine it. Once we mine this, just head out of this little cave and drop straight down that canyon that we just jumped over. And we're going to head through a small passageway into the last part of this cave. Again, it's not a very big cave. Got a little bit high in our power there, but I didn't want to drop it down too quickly because, again, with the 4 on the instability, sometimes it'll drop your power all the way down before you can mine it. But it looks like we managed to actually mine this Hadnite, which is good. So crouch down by it. We just use the inventory screen, and we can kind of move our view around and just drag them in. When the collection beam seems to be working, it is faster and it automatically stacks them, but this is just fast enough. It's just fine to use this. I really don't have an issue using this method to stack things. This also works with pretty much anything. So you have armor on the ground and you want to pick it up. If you're trying to loot a body, you can do the same thing. You can just kind of like drag things into your inventory. I think you can loot a body in inventory. Now that I say that, I'm not 100% sure. Now, I couldn't really see that one last gem, so I thought going to that mode, you can see where it is and grab it. We're good. We're going to exit out of here. We're going to drop down, like I said. Sometimes there's another gem there. You can see that one looks like Dolovine. We're going to go through this little cave here. You don't need to duck. If you hit it at the right angle, you just run through. And now straight ahead on this area here, there's sometimes Hadnite. Up here, there's sometimes Hadnite, or I say Hadnite, but just gems in general. We're going to be running through. Now, I did pass a few places there might be some. On this wall, you sometimes find a gem node. And then over to the right here, sometimes you see some here. Do not jump down here. Don't bother going over there. There's really no reason to go over there. I never find any gems down there. But jumping down there, you have to be kind of careful, because if you go down this hole, it's instant death, and you cannot recover your body. So it is not worth it trying to get down there. You can sometimes jump to that little platform. Sometimes under here there's some, but I didn't see any that time. Then at the very bottom here, there's sometimes a node right here. and then there's sometimes a node right here where this Hadanite is sitting, so we can try to get this Hadanite. And then coming out of the cave, like I said, under that little lip there, straight ahead here, and you'll miss it right there. You'll miss it, usually run the other way, and right there. There is a couple other places I didn't really point out, but those are the places. Now, I left that Hadanite because I, by this point, have actually done quite well mining, and I just didn't want to get waste my time with Hadanite when the server's being kind of slow. I figure I'll try a new server and try again. So to the left here, against that wall, there's some there and some there. Those are more nodes. And I think that's all the nodes on these caves. So as soon as I bedlog and come back in, I can try these caves again, if there is no issues. But again, I said, after having a few server issues with the server, I finally did have some issues with a 30k. First 30k in well over a month. It actually was quite surprising, but we're going to go into our ship here. I'm still not aware that it's going to happen. And trying to get into our ship. With the moon, you can usually jump into it. Now, I left my door open, and there's the 30k. So before I could even bedlog, the 30k happened. So by this point, I wasn't really too worried because I didn't have that much in my ship. I don't recall what it was. We'll see when I do the recovery. But what I did here is I just, with the 30k when it happens, it's good to just kind of exit right out of the menu and load up the game again. So that's what I'm going to do, and we're going to come back into the game. So at the menu here, I was at the Australian server. Now the reason why is because every time I bedlog, I would choose a different server, and that guarantees that you're going to go to a new shard and not go into the same cave over and over and over again. You're able to guarantee by going from an Australian server, EU server, American server, Asian server, and then back again. It does cycle you through the servers. It increases your chance of going to a new cave and finding new gem nodes. So you can see here, I've just clicked start again. I'm going to reload. And when we reload, you're going to go back to the last place that you woke up in. In my case, it's going to be a space station, but it could be a city. It's not your home city. It's the last place where you actually logged out or slept in. I don't know if it's the last place you visited. So wherever you end up, you just have to wake up in that hab there, and you're going to go check out the ship's terminals. And while we're waiting for this to load, this is the perfect time to ask this video's question, which is, have you ever found Janalite when you were playing Star Citizen? Now, if you have not played Star Citizen, easy question to answer. The answer is certainly going to be no. If you do not have a game package and you do want to win it, all you need to do is answer that question, and you can be entered to potentially win this game package. Not only are you getting this ship, you're getting the actual game, you're getting a little bit of starter money. It's going to be awesome. All you need to do, down below, answer, have you ever found Janalite in the game? On top of that, all you need to do at the time of the drawing, and I will be telling people when that drawing is going to happen, just be a subscriber to the channel, and if I choose this video and then choose your comment, you win it. Easy as that. Look through the series, answer all the questions. I do have them marked in the time codes of the videos, and you are good to go. So we're just waiting for this game to load back in, and so while we wait, I'm just going to kind of jump ahead to the point where we're in the habs. And here we are. We just arrived back at the station. We are running around with our headlights on because they were on when we were in the cave. I'm sure my past me is also going to be annoyed that I can see my headlight on and turn it off quite soon. So we're just getting the elevator here, and we're going to go figure out what station we're at. There we go. Just turned my light off. I knew that I would. We are at CRU L1 Ambitious Dream. Now the reason why we're here is because this is relatively close to the moon that we were mining on, and so whenever I was dropping something off, I was dropping off here. We're going to head over to the aSOP terminals. Now I kind of wasn't sure where I was going because I don't go to the station very often, but we're going to look at this here, and we have a ship unknown at CRU L1, and it says claim it, and Area 18 it says claim. So you have two ships, one at Area 18, that is my other Aurora that is the loaner from the STV, and one that says it's here, but it says claim. Do not claim that ship. Claiming that ship causes you to lose everything inside it, so what I'm going to do is just going to stand here for a bit, and I'm going to wait, and I'm going to go back and check the terminal and see what it looks like. So I've jumped ahead here. I'm going to go quickly check the terminal, and when we look at this, they both say claim still, which kind of surprised me. I thought it would give you the ship here, but if you look at the locations of the ship, both are at Area 18 now, so that one has moved. So the 30k recovery has given me back my ship, but it started at Area 18. So I remember the second one, the Aurora MR2, is the one that was the old one, and then the one that I want to make sure I didn't lose anything is at my location. So what I've done there is I've taken the other ship, and I'm going to take that one and bring it back to Area 18. Now, if you can't do that because you only have one ship, all you need to do is store any gear you have into local inventory, and then you just need to hold backspace and your character will die and bring you back to location. Now, what I'm doing here first is I'm going to reset my location to my primary residence. My primary residence is where that ship is stored. So if you lost your ship and now you're trapped at a space station and you don't want to claim your ship, all you need to do is leave all your equipment you don't want to lose here. I figure I'm going to go up on this bed. Why not? See if I can, like, you know, lay down on the hospital bed when I go, but it's hard to get up there. So all you need to do is go to the clinic, go to any of the locations where you are, where you can reset your spawn, reset it, hold backspace, and land on the bed, or in this case, the floor. And I will now be respawned at my home location, which is Area 18. So that is how you get back to your ship without having to claim the ship. So your two options are if you have another ship, you can claim that one and go get your original ship, or you can respawn back at your home location. But then I'm going to have to come back to CRU L1 and gather up my my gear that I left behind. So we're now at Area 18. We're letting the cities kind of spawn in, the hospital spawn in around us. And I'm just going to jump ahead to where we are at the aSOP terminals and check it out there. So we are now at the new location. I should have a free undersuit. There it is. Should have a free helmet. There it is. And I will see you in a moment at the space station. Now, that armor there, let's kind of quickly take a look at this. Now, this armor was the armor that was a giveaway as part of the Foundation Festival. This armor also is giftable, and so this is going to be the second giveaway I have. So if you don't win the game package, I will be holding a giveaway for the set, which includes one of these rifles. I think it's that one, and this suit of armor. And I think this armor is pretty cool because the helmet has that like kind of cloth neck piece that when you take the chest piece off, that disappears. It kind of changes the helmet based on what you're wearing. I think that's really neat. So this armor is going to be given away to someone else, so it'll be kind of like the second prize, the runner-up prize when I do my giveaway. So if you've entered and you want to win this, this is going to be potentially yours. And unfortunately, they still haven't got really item recovery giveaway, recovery. So when you lose an item, how do you get it back? That will be something in the future, but right now, free armor is free armor. You might as well wear it and have fun with it and use it. So we are going to head to the trains. They're not really trains, kind of little flying taxis, and we're going to go to check out the aSOP terminals. And then we're going to get back into Janalite hand mining after our 30k recovery. So this is the moment of truth as we come through. I noticed they still have some racetrack signs and some Invictus signs, so there's not a lot changed here. The Drake Day signs are still up. None of this is possible to visit. I mean, the racetracks are, but they're not really even on this location. But this is the moment of truth. We're going to go check this out, see if our ships are here. And so the one that I tried to claim is at CRU L1, but the one we want is here. That's the one that was retrieved during the 30k recovery. And again, like I said, I have very, very rarely experienced some 30ks, but every time that I've had one since they've started the recovery, I have had no real issues with it. The only thing that you lose are if you have like delivery boxes in your ship, or if it's something like Jump Town and you have like those boxes you place in there, or if you have any physical items just laying inside the ship, a lot of times those will go away. But cargo seems to stay if it's in the cargo grid, and the things that are in the internal inventory seem to stay, at least for me. We're going to head into the Aurora here now and just check it out. So we're going to... What was that noise? Definitely there is a handcart wigging out somewhere over there, so that's why. So we're in here, and we're going to hit I. We're going to check see if we have any of our inventory, vehicle inventory, and everything is there. Now, I didn't have any gems in there. The reason why is because I was coming in for a landing when that 30k happened. So any of my gems were in the backpack that I left at Ambitious Dream, so I'm gonna have to go back and get those. But I was coming in for a landing, and I had just looted a place to give me some food in case I needed some food or drink while I was on my way, and so that's the only thing I really lost. But I thought I would do the recovery to show you how that works. So that is 30k recovery. That's all you need to do. Works like a charm. And so we're gonna go back to Janalite hand mining. So I'm gonna show you the first time I found Janalite. I'm not gonna show you the hundreds of caves that I searched, or me running around looking and mining anything else. I think I'm just going to show you my first Janalite I found, mining that, and then from there we're going to get right to it, right to what everyone wants to see. After about a week, I think it was actually close to 9 days of solid hand mining, looking for Janalite, what did I end up with? What did I find? How much money did I make? And I'll tell you, I made a lot, but was it worth it time-wise? Not at all. So we're going to head back to the moon, and from there I'm going to go land at that cave, and I'm going to go do a little bit more mining again. So that's what I'm doing here. My ship seems a little bit damaged. I'm not sure why that is the case, but we're going to jump ahead to finding that Janalite and then selling all the gems I found and the total profits. So again, this is a bit of no audio that I was recording. I wasn't recording my voice. Like I said, this was about 9 days of me just checking out caves over and over again, kind of trying to find some Hadanite, Janalite, Aphorite, Dolivine, anything you would make money of. I even grabbed some of the stone bugs, but I couldn't really find anywhere to sell them, so I don't think they're currently sellable. But because I wasn't really talking the whole time, I wasn't recording my audio at the time, so you're not going to get any of that. You're not going to get my excitement when I finally find the Janalite. But here I am, again, running through the same routine, but in this cave so far, not finding anything in any locations I normally find them. There is something on there, but I'm kind of going around and just checking out the cave, and then I'll mine on the way back. So I'm jumping over this little crevasse here into this cave, come around a corner, and almost left. Caught a glimpse of that yellow, and that is what we're looking for. I am excited. You can't hear it there, but I am ecstatic. That is what we want. The yellow gems that we see there. So I'm trying to get a nice, good image here. I like this. It's got all the black on there. I'm going to be able to put my text for my thumbnail in there. But that is the Janalite. First Janalite I found in this quest. So looking around, finding this scanning, you can see Janalite there. You can see the stability is ridiculous. So this could potentially be really hard to mine. So what I'm doing is I'm just giving it full power, and you can see the power is barely coming up. Now, when I had this happen with Hadanite, I don't want to mine the Hadanite. It is too hard to just sit there and waste my time for a few minutes. But with Janalite, if it's hard to mine, it is worth it just to sit here and wait for it to work. So because the instability could bring the power that goes into rock way down or way up. It could be shooting right up through the roof, or it could be way down. So it's good just to kind of give it full power and just wait. So I'm waiting here and just have it aimed at the rock, and I'm watching that go up and down and hoping that it's going to get up into that green zone. So we'll just kind of watch for a bit, see what happens. You can see it drops right down to the bottom. This is a slow process mining the Hadanite, or the Janalite. I keep calling it Hadanite because that's all I was finding, but there you go. Our power's dropped off, and now it's just come back again. Really kind of disheartening in a way. Sometimes you get lucky and something is easy to mine, and sometimes it needs a lot of work. Now, I actually don't think I've tried the modules, that little hand modules that exist with hand mining nodes, but I'm thinking maybe they'll work, and maybe doing something like that would actually make this a lot easier. But there, the power's going back up again, and we're just hoping that it's going to stay up there, but now it's dropping back down. But when you see how much Hadanite is worth, you'll understand why it's worth putting in the extra effort, if you ever find it, to mine it, even if you're finding it difficult. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just kind of stop talking and watch this go. I might jump ahead, but I'll tell you how far it is. So right now, my time code, I'll jump ahead to when it's actually in the green zone and about to break it, and tell you how much longer it took to mine this. So it's only been 30 seconds and I was already accidentally into the red zone. It's kind of hard to see from the angle I'm at, so I've moved a bit. So it really didn't take that much longer for it to finally go up, but you can just hear it every once in a while go into the green zone, so I'm turning it off and scrolling back up again. But currently able to get enough power into the rock. I do not want to blow it up and injure myself, so I'm just trying to make sure that I don't overcharge the rock. But we're going along here, filling up that green bar. Again, very bright, very hard to see, so I kind of repositioned myself so I'd be able to see it a bit better. And we are very close to cracking our Janalite rock. And there we go. Now you remember, like I said before, every node that you break gives you 10 crystals. So you're going to get 10 Janalite crystals out of each node that you find. After a few screenshots, I'm using the collection method to suck up all these gems. Let's see if I get them all. If you're really worried about the collection method not working, just use the picking up by hand or the inventory screen. Guaranteed to work, but it was seeming to work fairly smoothly here, so I wasn't too worried about it. I wasn't near a cliff, so I was going to be pushed off anywhere. So, looking around, seeing if we missed anything. Looking here, we have a total of 10, so we got all our gems. And that is it. Our first Hadanite successfully mined. I'm not going to show you me checking out the rest of this cave. I looked to see if there's any more. There was no more. I took these gems and went and stored them at a space station and then continued on my Janalite hunt in caves for a little while longer. So I'm going to just jump ahead to when I do have game audio of my talking, when we go to the very finished end, where we're going to sell our Janalite. This little video you're seeing here is one of the other nodes. If you remember when I was kind of giving the tour of the cave, this is the one that's on that kind of precipice. So behind me is the drop to certain death. So for this one, I certainly did not use the collection method. I picked these up by hand, but we're not going to show you me trying to mine this one again or picking that up. But I managed to find more than one node of Janalite eventually in all the caves that I searched. So without further ado, on to the finale. Flying into Lorville, looks like we have full cloud cover. Now, this is going to lead to something that's a little bit upsetting to me, only because I put out a tutorial on a nice feature, which is hitting tab gives you a little bit of a kind of a view. You can see there, I could see the building through the clouds, and I know that I want to be in this direction. So by hitting tab, it kind of gives you the ability to peer through cloud cover, see in the pitch black darkness, and apparently in 3.20, currently that looks like it's going to be going away. And unless you're right on top of the ground, that terrain view is going away. I don't like that at all, because with the clouds, and I love the cloud tech, it's almost necessary as far as landing is concerned. You could get by that by taking away the clouds, by just removing them, but then you're removing what I think is one of the nicest features. So hopefully they bring it back, or at least come up with some better option. Now this works out well. At least I can see a ship down here that I'm aiming for, so I'm able to aim for that and go towards the airport. And I'm starting to see the color of these bars here of light, which are floating around above the space station. So we're going to fly in for a landing. Always the most stressful part, because if I don't land correctly, if I do crash and I do die, I'm going to lose the Janalite that I have on me. So until it's stored safely, This is a little bit nerve-wracking. Now we're coming through the clouds. We should be able to see the city coming up soon. I haven't been to any other cities. I think I'm going to have to go to another city soon to show you guys some other cities. We left Area 18, and then that was it. We never went anywhere else. So, going to request landing, and then we're going to head into the city and sell our goods. Now, I know I could have sold these at a ground-based point of interest at one of the terminals there. I could have sold my gems at a station at the admin terminal, but I wanted to sell them all at once, so I've just been storing them here in Lorville, getting them all together. Wait till you see how many gems I have. It is amazing. I think I can sell Aphorite at the trade district for some reason. I think for some reason those gems can be sold at both locations. Everything else you need to sell at admin. Maybe I'll go to the trade district first and see if that is actually the case before I go to admin and sell everything I have. So what we're going to do here, we're going to hit this. We're going to transfer all that I'm carrying. I'm going to transfer everything from my ship inventory if it really wants to. Maybe it doesn't. Come on. There we go. And look at over here. 10 Aphorite, another 20 Aphorite. Sorry, Janalite, another 20. 20 Aphorite, 20 Hadnite, 9 Aphorite, 31 Dolivine, 35 Hadnite, until we're starting getting into the big amounts. When I started stacking them together, over 1,000 Hadnite, 800 Dolivine. Where's my big Aphorite? Maybe it's somewhere down there. I have a ton. I also got a bunch of these stone bugs. Not really worth anything. I don't think you can sell them yet. Unfortunately, I might be wrong about that, so if I am, let me know where I can sell those. I just thought I'd grab them because I could start leaving them around for people to find in stations. Kind of like a little infestation. But look at this. 30 Janalite. I don't believe I have any more, but look at all the Aphorite and Hadnite. Now, I got a lot of Aphorite because Aphorite is easier to mine than Hadnite. So a lot of times I was finding it. It's still worth a lot. Not worth as much as Hadnite. You will see that in a moment. But why leave it behind when I was doing that? And that should give you an idea of how many caves I checked out. Each node gives you a maximum of 10 gems. So the fact that I have thousands of gems tells you how many rocks I mined and how many caves I must have went in to go mine those rocks. So a lot of mining. This is by far taken me the longest, I think, of almost all the videos that I produced. Definitely for this series, but of all time, it's got to be right up there. So we're going to go... We're going to store our ship. And then we have both ships here still. The reason why I have 2 Auroras, in case you missed on my other video, is because using the referral code, I got a STV, which gives you a loaner, which has to do, I think, with Arena Commander, because the STV isn't really usable in Arena Commander. So if you're going to admin, go to the Metro Center. That's where I should be going, but I'm going to go to the district, the Central Business District, just to see. Ooh, come on, run, 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 run. Oh, that was close. I'm surprised I made that. Normally my luck is to run into doors as they close. I'm going to see if I can sell some of the gems at the Business District. I think I can sell... Aphorite. I don't think I can sell anything else. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong entirely about that, but I think one time I noticed that it was sellable there. So we're going to check that out, and we're going to sell there, and then we're going to go and sell at admin and see how much money we made. Now, if we look here, money-wise, we are currently sitting at 170,229. So just over 170,000. How much money are we going to make with all this? It is going to be massive. It's going to be quite a bit of money. How long? 23 seconds. We're going to arrive. Perfect. This city, I mean, like I said before, I love the redesign. I like these like cool angular buildings. I kind of wish that it wasn't all black and gold, but it makes sense, at least for this city, that it's owned by a corporation. Same with the other cities. ArcCorp is owned by a corporation. New Babbage is owned by a corporation. So I can understand why they have a same color theme throughout. And from a video game development standpoint, you guys still stand on there, eh? What are these guys queuing up for? Who knows? It makes sense so that when you're playing the game, you can look at a city, you can look at a picture of a city, and you can go, I know exactly where that was taken because it's got that unified feel. but I would love to be in a city where you're seeing old and new architecture, maybe something that's looking a little bit more alien, something a little more Terran, something that maybe you would see Hearthstone Dynamics building in the city. You could recognize its style right away, but it would be different from everything else. In the future, that's what I would love to see. I love this armor too. Such a nice armor that the Hearthstone security forces wear. I'm going to go through here. The other side is where you could get ship weapons, or actually sell ship weapons. I also noticed when I was flying originally that I had my headlight on, so I made sure to turn that off because that was getting annoying. Alright, commodity shop, use, sell. I don't think I need to actually push sell there. Let's leave it on buy to see. It's in Lorville. Ooh, I can sell Hadnite here. It's the Hadnite I can sell here. 1,281 Hadnite. That is amazing. 1,862 Aphorite, so almost the same amount. So we're going to see the difference between those two. Janalite, 30. And where is Dolivine? 886. But I can't sell any of those there. I can sell Hadnite here. Might as well try selling some of those here. Can I sell them all? I can sell 500 for 137,500. Let's sell that. So we've almost doubled our money just by selling 500 Hadnite. I still have 781 left to go. Now I can only sell 495. Let's sell those. Just because I guess there's so many Hadnites that you have to sell them in blocks. Accept that. And sell the remainder for 78,065. Confirm. Accept. These composite material, I don't know where they're from, but they are empty. And we are up to 443,800-ish. Let's get an exact number. Oh, that's wrong. It's up here. 522. Yeah, 522,504. So I don't know why this one was telling me a different amount. Well, now it's got the right amount. It might just be how it was updating. It wasn't quite right doing the math. So, over 500,000. That is awesome. We're going to go back onto the tram. We're going to go to admin. I'll show you how to get to admin. And from there, we're going to sell the remainder of our goods. You don't need to see me ride a train again. So I'll kind of jump ahead. But we are going to actually watch the first part of this train ride. There is kind of an error. I want to see if that glitch is still there, where the train kind of does a little pirouette on the tracks. Not really game breaking, which is probably why they haven't fixed it as much as they work on some of the things that are game breaking, but it is kind of a dumb error that continually happens. So no train there yet. That's good. That means that it's not driving away as I arrive, so at least I'm not going to have to wait around super long. 22 seconds, not too bad. And when we get to right about this location right here is when the train at least used to do its little spin. While we wait, let's take my helmet off. Let's get a drink. Put that into our hands. Because we're a little bit thirsty, but our proteins is okay, so that's why I'm just having a little bit of this liquid here to drink, but I'm not really worrying about the cruise. So the Vestal water just gives you hydration. If you look at this here, gives you hydrating, where this one here gives you hydrating and nutrient density. So it's got like the two different things, as opposed to this one has 44 hydration. This one's got 38 hydration, but it's also got 30 of the nutrients. But since my nutrients are at 69, 96, 98, somewhere, I can't read these tiny texts. 98. I wasn't really watching. Did we spin? Oh, I got so distracted. I didn't even look if we spun. Sorry, guys. We probably did. Maybe someone else watching the video, you can see it where I missed it. Maybe I'll put it in the video if you can actually see it. But I totally got distracted talking about drinking that I forgot. So we'll jump ahead 20 seconds, and then we're back in the station. All right, into the station again. So we're now back at the space station. We're going to go the way that you should go. So the station is through here. You come through that hallway. We're going to go down towards the Metro Center. This is where you start out. See, that's more like it. Missing the train as it drives away. You start out in the Habs, and you come out of the Habs at L19. That's where we're going now, is basically to the Habs. So I'll actually go right in front of the Habs and show you how to get to admin from the Habs. from Metro Center to get to the Habs, pretty easy. You're just going up these stairs here, around a few corners. So we could go to the L19 residences, go to the hospital if you want to go. We'll stop right at the outdoor area. So out here, coming through this angle here, and outside. So the Habs that you start out in are right here. L19, you come out of elevators, come around this corner. You can check out the new city, enjoy the view, watch trash come out of these little tubes here. But what we're going to do is we're going to run up these stairs. We're going to go down these stairs. Now, you look for the word security. That helps you out. From security, you're going to turn this way, admin office. Easy to find. If you're coming from the train, these are the stairs we just ran up from the train. So the train is down there. And I went through here and I said, we're going to go outside, and I went that way. Instead, we're going to go straight. Again, looking for the word security. And then admin office. We find the admin office. This is where we're going. This is where we're going to sell the remainder of what we have. So on here, we're going to go to Lorville again. Now, we can sell lots of this stuff. The Proda. Let's start selling all these stupid little things. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to bother. Until I have at least 100 of each, I'm not going to sell any of these. But we're going to start with the cheapy. The Dolovine. 886 units. So 500 units of that. Oh, it gets us to sell all of it. 886. You look at it's 130 a unit. It's about 275, I think, for the Hadnite. I forgot to actually look at the price, but I'll put it up here. Dolovine, 130 each. So 886. That's another 115,500. Confirm that. The Aphorite, 1,862. About the same number of Aphorite as we had Hadnite. 152, it's about half-ish of what you'd normally get. We can sell 1,000 for 152,500. Confirm. We're going to sell the rest of them for 131,400. Confirm. Accept. Now, we are up. I'm hitting 1, not F1. There we go. We are up to almost 1 million. We are up to 900,000. Am I right? How come I not do math here? 922,000. This A is messing me up for some reason. 922,000. Almost 1 million. Now, the big moneymaker. Why do people go after Janalite? If we're trying to sell goods, we're trying to find hand minables, why do we go after Janalite? Because it's 17,067 per unit. Not per SU, but per gem. And we have 30 gems here. 30 Janalite is 530,200 UEC. We have made it over 1 million for sure, but 1.4. Let's take a look really quick. We're going to back away from this. Hit F1. 1.45 million UEC. We did it. We made a ton of money. So much work. Is it worth it hand mining? If you find Janalite, it's 100% worth mining Janalite. Absolutely. Is it worth looking for Janalite as a way to make money? Absolutely not. It took me so long to find that Janalite. But we can't argue with the results. If you just have an Aurora and you want to go do some hand mining and you find Janalite, look at the money you can make. A lot of that money, admittedly, came from all the other mining I did. And you can make over 1 million. This is proof. You can make $1 million hand mining. In fact, maybe I'll make that the title of this video to prove it's possible. But man, is it a lot of work. I think we deserve a little bit of a treat after that. So what I'm going to do, next video, I'm going to do a few upgrades to our ship. Now, I could go and buy a new ship. I could go expand my fleet. But the whole point of this series is to kind of show what you can do with the Aurora. Although using the Aurora to get bigger ships is something you could do, but I think I'm gonna upgrade my ship. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some upgrades. I can decide whether or not I want to get another ship. I mean, I can go buy a rock right now. It's gonna barely dent the bottom line, but I would still need a cutlass or something to carry it, or a nomad, something like that. I don't feel like doing that right now. I think the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to Orison, we're going to go to a new city, and while going to a new city, we're also going to go to Cousin Crow's and buy some upgrades for our ship. So I'm going to do a little bit of research quickly before that, just to make sure that maybe there's... What happened there? Will I miss? Will I make it? Will I make it? Will I make it? Yes! Just to make sure that there's not better items to buy, maybe even here, before I head to a new location. So that is it. Thank you for sticking with me on this series. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and do not forget to comment and answer the question in this video. Doing so will allow you to win this awesome ship. So until next time, thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon in the verse. Goodbye, everybody.